I suffer not a woman to teach. Today we will be looking at the number one Bible verse that people use in order to teach that women need to submit to men. And we will see how this Bible verse does not actually say what they say it means. We're looking at 1 Timothy 2:12. First we will do the bad reading and then we'll do the correct reading. The verse says, I do not permit no woman to teach or to have authority over men. She is to keep silent. People use this Bible verse to tell women that they are not permitted, they have no availability to teach at church or to have any authority in the church body, and they must be silent. They can't say anything. Reading this Bible verse in this way brings some red flags because it contradicts Paul's other writings in which Paul says that women, or discusses how women should go about prophesying and praying in the church, right? So if she's supposed to be silent, how can she prophesy? If she's supposed to be silent, how can she pray? So that's our X marks the spot, and this is where we're going to have to dig in order to find the treasure. When there's false doctrines, there's a lot of inconsistencies. The people who use this verse to say that women must submit to men, they believe that this means silent means you can't say anything. And they tell you women can't teach, women can't have authority, and they must be quiet in church. Yet, at all these churches, they are not quiet because they lead worship. They are on stage giving words during worship and singing songs. So they themselves do not live out what they teach, this Bible verse says. Okay, so what does it actually say? It says, I permit no woman to teach. Okay, this word teach here is debate or to have authority. This word authority is actually violence. Okay, it has two meanings. First meaning is someone who does violence against somebody else or themselves. And the second meaning is somebody who is an autocrat and grabs authority for themselves by their own power. That's the kind of authority that Paul does not permit in church. Over who? Over men. Okay, she has to keep silent. This word silent does not mean speechlessness, but it means reverence. Okay, so why does Paul have to write this Bible verse? At that time, in that culture, women were actually the spiritual leaders. In places like the Temple of Artemis, women were the ones who had access to God, and men had to go through women to have access to God. Okay, so these women now are getting saved and coming to the Christian church, and they want that same type of authority as they used to have in their old lives. Okay, and that's why they are doing this kind of violence, authority, this kind of debatingness over men. They're saying, hey, wait a second, women are superior to men and women should have the authority. And so Paul is saying in this text, no, men and women are equal, okay? Don't be over there at church, standing up in the middle of service, debating. Don't be in the church and try to forcefully gain authority over other men, okay? You guys are equal in Christ, okay? But instead, have reverence of what is being said and what is being taught. So it's sad that this Bible verse that was to teach women to have equality with men is now being twisted by men to tell women that they must submit. Okay, later on we will see that there are actually lots of women in the Bible that got places in authority. Okay, so hope this helps. Peace.